Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Green Tambourine Tarot. Today, we're going to be discussing how you can connect with your spirit guides. So, we're going to talk about how you can connect with your spirit guides, what message they have for you, and how do your spirit guides really see you. So, this is going to be a very beautiful reading. I just feel it, that it's going to be beautiful. So let's start with the piles. So pile number 1 is Warrior Woman. And this is with the amethyst crystal. Pile number 2 is Prayer. And this is with the black obsidian. Accept Your Gift is pile number 3. Accept Your Gifts. It's pile number 3. And this is the Shungite. Pile number 4 is the Ancients card. And this is the Green Aventurine. Okay, let's get ready. My chair's back here. Let's, pile number 1. Let's get started with pile number 1. Hi, pile number 1. You have chosen the Warrior Woman as well as the Amethyst. And so in our first question is, how can you connect with your spirit guides? So for that we have researching the mystical world. My chair is, if you hear a noise, this is my chair. So the next cards are, what messages do they have for you? And so we have these 2 cards, which I will turn over once we get started. And then finally, I guess I can go ahead and turn those over now. The Seeker, I seek new friends and experiences to expand my awareness. And the Contortionist, I resist those who would have me bend to their will. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that and how that, what message they have for you. And then finally, this is a card to show how they see you. And they see you as Radifil. This is Brazilian. So I guess it's in Portuguese. I speak a little bit of Spanish, but but not Portuguese. But this is the Angel of Science and the Arts. So this is how your spirit guide sees you. So we are going to see if I can move this here up on the frame. There we go. I think that might be a little bit better so you can see your cards. And all right, so let's begin with our first question, and that is, how can you connect with your spirit guide? I made a couple of adjustments to the lighting, just so we could see, and adjusted the cards a little bit there for you so you could see everything. And we're going to talk first about how can you connect with your spirit guide. And the card that was pulled for you is Researching the Mystical World. And so how you can connect is to, I guess first let's look at the image, because the image of this figure in the painting is actively diving into mystical dimensions, choosing to merge with the unknown. She dares to go into the hidden mysteries of the world and draw divine revelations from here. So, how you can really connect with your spirit guides is to burst your own bubble of spiritual conditioning. So, getting rid of or releasing spiritual conditioning from your past, stepping outside of yourself to understand different spiritual world views, and figuring out basically what your personal approaches are to mystical subjects. So really, it sounds like for some of you, you have a heart for the divine, and you've been a fierce protector of past spiritual practices, some things concerning, I guess, religious, and I don't want to say religious, but just some practices that you had before. And in order to connect with your spirit guides, you are going to have to release some of the spiritual conditioning so that you can really see and understand different spiritual worldviews, so that you can really gain your own view of or dive into the unknown of the spirit world. And that is how you can truly connect with your spirit guides. And if some of you are empaths, you are all already drawn to things that are mystical and metaphysical. But for those of you who are seeking to understand your new journey or connecting with your spirit guides, you have to be able to understand, sympathize, and empathize with cultures and lifestyles that are unconventional from the view of common society. So basically, this is really asking you to let go of a lot of the beliefs beliefs that may not allow you to dive deep into other cultures, because saying the word spirit guide, especially if this is not something that you're used to, it may be a little different for you, but it can be really therapeutic to immerse yourself in the wisdom of the world around you. So we kind of all live in our own little comfortable bubble, and your spirit guide is saying to connect with them. You have to take yourself out of your familiar thoughts and beliefs, and sometimes out of your own comfort zone, in order to learn more about the world and how to connect with them. And what I'm feeling is that when I say the word the world, please don't get that confused with, if you are of a Christian faith, the world means the things that are not holy and set apart and sacred. That is not what I mean. What I mean is that there may be someone who may not have the same beliefs as you, but it does not mean that that person does not have a spiritual connection to their spirit guides, or a connection to their spirit guides. So you may be challenged. I guess the spirit is challenging you. Your spirit guides are challenging you to perhaps even look into a global studies program so you can learn about the world. You have instant access to that kind of stuff, so you can always look at online documentaries, articles, and just get, immersed into it, just like how the image here of the person is diving into it. But you're being encouraged by your spirit guides to learn more about the earth, animals, ecosystems, histories, cultures, and perspectives of the world. Not only that, but it can be therapeutic for you. It can be fun, and it's good to be prepared that not all information you encounter will be pleasant. So it's best to approach your mystical and global studies with curiosity rather than a very deep emotional investment. So you're being asked, and I want to repeat this because this is important. You're being asked to approach this and looking at it as engaging and fun and curiosity, not with deep emotional investment. So that is what you are being encouraged to do so that you can connect with your spirit guides. And so the next question, and I hope that resonates because especially with the Warrior Woman card here, it just seems like, you are someone who does have very deep emotional connections to a cause. So when this card came up, that's what I see. Like, you have a heart, passion, fire. You are, you definitely are someone who fights for others, and you also fight for, perhaps even your religious, call or whatever. But Spirit is just saying to keep an open mind when you're going to be going out into the world and dealing with or doing some global studies about spirituality so that you can connect with your spirit guides. But just keep it fun. That's what I'm hearing. Just keep it fun. It can actually be therapeutic to learn history and, things like that. So also you can even learn about women in their roles as spiritual fighters and what they had to do. The book of Judith in the Apocrypha might be good for somebody to look up, especially if you are into warrior women. And let's see now. Let's move on to who are you really to your spirit guides, how they see you, and what messages do they have for you right now? So the message that they have for you is the Seeker, which is, I seek new friends and experiences. Oh my goodness. I see it now. I see what this means. The Seeker, you seek new friends and experiences to expand your awareness, to connect with your spirit guides. So this card is not just here, but there's a message on the back. There's a visual message as well. And so we're going to talk about that really quickly. The other message you have is the Contortionist. I resist those who would have me bend to their will. I think that's exactly why Spirit is telling you, your spirit guides are telling you to keep your, to not go so deep emotionally with your studies on this, because you need to just keep it light and just enjoy the ride and not get too deeply emotional, warrior woman or man into this, into this study, and you're learning to connect with them. Just take your time, because I really feel like you're somebody who will really, it's like a block, so I see why Spirit is, for some of you, I feel a block. And that is why your spirit guides are saying, if you want to connect, truly connect, you have to at least stay open to other cultures and just study and, it's just human nature to have a bubble and be comfortable in your bubble. But we have to sometimes step outside just to see, what else is there in the world? If all you saw were yellow flowers and you didn't know that right around the corner there were red flowers or blue flowers, you would never be able to experience all of the colors of flowers that God has created. So, just enjoy. Just look at each study or each thing that you're doing as a flower. And that can help you keep it light. Butterfly, you can say, hey, I studied this butterfly today, or this flower, or this tidbit, or this nugget. Just keep it light is what I'm hearing. Excuse me. Okay, so in the Seeker, so what message they have for you is in the Seeker card. You see that the Cupids have realized that the time has come to leave their safety and security of their familiar surroundings. Like caterpillars in their cocoons, these winged cherubs have been developing the strength and courage they need for the next stage in their journey. So, this lesson or this message for you is that although you have been taught by family and accustomed to the surroundings that you have learned from, it's time for you to go off on your own to seek your individual fortune. And so in this case, it would be your individual knowledge. So Spirit is just saying life's search to experience the full potential of its being ties nature and humans together in complementary roles as evolution knowing itself. So this is basically saying that your message is to follow the path that leads you farther and farther away from home until you get closer and closer to arriving at your true self. So you're being encouraged to really focus on and arrive at your true self. This is very interesting. So I guess for you, Spirit is just saying that there may be travel in your future. You may be traveling to see or going to visit different places that may have different, I see now I feel that some of you are travelers. You are very open to diving deep. So maybe that's where the warrior woman comes in, or the fearlessness comes in, is that you are able to dive deep. I see. So you're being encouraged to take that journey, to go on to and find out more about other cultures so that you can connect in spirituality, so that you can connect with your spirit guides in a major way. It's almost like you can get, again, they're just talking about how you can actually, or what I'm feeling is that you can really, even if you can't travel, you can still look a lot of the stuff up. You can, even if you don't have access to a computer, you can always go to the library. You can attend lectures and workshops of visiting experts. You can go to school, you can read, you can use interactive computer networks, all the various media sources where you can find out what you need. So that is one message from the divine for you. The next message is, with this contortionist, they're usually flexible, but you can only bend so much. And so what this is asking you to do is, I guess, sorry. This dress, this is what they're saying, that you must be flexible and adaptable, just like the dress that she is wearing, and even her body, you have to be, during this time in your life or during this journey, be flexible and bendable. So to not be so rigid. I think all of this speaks to your how you need to meet them, is what they're sharing with me, because this is how you need to meet them. Just remember that being rigid in your beliefs is debilitating to your experience of life as being physically inflexible. But consciously stretching your belief system as you stretch your body like an exercise, you avoid the pain associated with being overly rigid and unable to bend when you need to. So this is saying you must also be sure that being flexible never means allowing yourself to submit to the illogical, power-mad people whose mental illness often give the impetus and ability to be so flexible that their values and morals, that they're able to lie their way into positions of power over the same good people who just want to live their lives of quality and meaning, undisturbed by unwelcome and often unlawful interference. So I think that is one of the reasons why Spirit is saying that as you go on this journey to be flexible, don't get caught into doctrine, someone else's doctrine. Like, you don't have to do that. That's not getting caught up in someone's earthly doctrine, or someone saying that they are, that they can connect you with the spirit guides, is not what it's asking you to do. It's just saying keep an open mind and be led by your spirit guides, because you are such a fierce and loyal, good-hearted person. Just take the information and then bring it back. You're diving deep, yes, but take the information and then really sit with it. It's just, I think that's why it's saying to you, try not to get emotionally involved, because it's just information. It doesn't mean that, one person has all of the right answers for you. I think this is a really big journey for you. So let's see how your spirit guides see you. This has been very interesting to see what they wanted me to share and how to connect with them. This has been really interesting. So let me see how they look at you. This is how they see you, okay? So how your spirit guides really, really see you, and this is probably very interesting in terms of why they, why you want to connect, or how to connect with them, or why you should connect with them. Because when you have, when this card shows up, the Angel of Science and the Arts, this is just saying that you are a person who more often than not tends to see the whole picture rather than just what is in front of your eyes. You are broad-minded, perceptive, receptive to new ideas, and at the same time you possess an acute discernment. They see you as someone who has perception and understanding, and that you have valuable insight about the events in the world and your life. They see you as someone who can see both sides of an argument and then introduce a new viewpoint or solution. These perceptive abilities may at times be too subtle or tenuous for the people around you to follow, as your consciousness is in the process of liberation from the consensual thinking and opinion base. So, they see you as someone who may have a significant challenge, and that may be to seek out kindred spirits. This will give you a supportive boost and confidence in your heightened abilities of perception. So they feel like you really have a heightened ability of perception, and they really see you as someone who is grounded, and you have just remember that you are the Angel of Arts and Sciences. Means that you are able to blend both. So you are able to, they have one river of art and one river of science, and all of that goes into, or it's a tributary leading from eternal wisdom. So they just really feel like you are someone who is wise. And you have a beautiful way of perceiving the universe. So I guess this is one way to say that, like, what they also want to remind you of is to not dismiss your flashes of inspiration and potential shifts in your outlook. Following through with your new ideas and outlook, and confidence comes with experience. So there are going to be many opportunities. This is how they see you, someone who is going to have in the future many opportunities to connect with so many different people from so many different cultures. This is going to be really, really beautiful for you, pile number one. And this is really great. I always feel like I want to leave you with just at least one word of affirmation. So I'm going to get one of these cards. And so Spirit, asking your spirit guides, what's one? Okay, two. Okay, one. One thing. Great awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? So that is one thing that they're asking you to do. So trust yourself as you jump into this learning about your spirit guides. All right, so I hope this really helps you to become more connected to your spirit guides. And it was beautiful to see what they thought about you and what message they had for you about connecting with them. That was really, really cool. Thank you for allowing me to have a small part of your energy there to read it, or not even a part of your energy. Well, I guess it's the energy of the collective. And so I appreciate that, you guys. And so I am returning, of course, your energy with love. And I wish you all the best. Hi, pile number two. We are going to talk about how can you connect with your spirit guide? Who are you really? And what messages does your spirit guide have for you? And finally, how do they really see you? So we're going to talk about, the first thing is, how can you connect with your spirit guides? And this card says meditation and reflection. And then the other questions that we are asking is, what messages do they have? And basically, who are you to them? The Tamer. And the affirmation is, I believe my cause to be just without anger at those who disagree. So the Tamer. Another message is the Lustful. I embrace my individuality and sexuality as sacred gifts. Interesting. And then finally, how do they see you is, they see you as Rami, the angel of serenity. All right. Okay, so one way that how you can connect with your spirit guides is to take a step back from your daily grind in order to start meditating and reflecting. Remember that spiritual balance must come before all else. So they're encouraging you to connect with them by researching and utilizing practices of mindfulness in your daily life. So when you look at this card, it represents the pure inner power you can achieve through meditation. I don't know if you can see her face there. This is her lips, nose, eyes right there. And all the rest of this is basically energy and ideas. You can get new direction because you don't have limiting thoughts. So there are times that you may have to pull back for a little while and allow yourself to go within. So that is how you will connect with them, and through prayer, as you can see here. So that's why this prayer card, meditation and reflection, comes up, because that's when you can really be able to hear from or connect with your spirit guides. And just know that for some of you, meditating is one thing. For others of you, meditating is something else. But what it's asking you is, you can use prayer. Some people think that meditation, you can use prayer, meditation, reflections, journaling. These are some things that are just coming to my mind that your spirit guides are letting me know for you, pile number 2. And reflecting on your life can invoke a sense of peace and tranquility when life's experience seems all too much. So they do want you to have mindfulness, and this is a concept that you could research to learn more about, because you have to take a step back. They're encouraging you to take a step back from your emotions and become more full with spirit, because your emotions, or your, I guess it's like your spirit overrides your emotions. And so connecting with them is what they really want to share with you, because it's essential for you to know what kind of practices are going to get you closer to your connection with the divine, and also your connection with your spirit guides. And if you don't like sitting still, then do a mindful walk, or meditation, in terms of walking outside, just experiencing what nature has to offer you. Become aware of yourself walking, become aware of your surroundings. So they're offering you different ways to connect with them. It doesn't just have to be like, meditation doesn't mean that you have to sit in a position and just say, that's not necessarily what you need to do. But what they're saying is that you can use your mind by thinking words that apply to them, which is, to me, prayer. So it's almost like prayers. I've heard it said that prayer and activation, or prayer is an activation of the promise that you have been given. So if you want to meet your spirit guides, praying is one way you can do it as well. The other thing that this can do in terms of connecting with them is they're encouraging you to be a watcher and not a doer. And what I mean by that is, Spirit is saying to you, it's okay just to observe, but you don't have to connect with people. But pile number 2, I am going to let me adjust my camera, and then I will come right back. Okay, so I was trying to get all of the cards here together, and I think we accomplished that And in the meantime, your spirit guides wanted me to read this for you, because this prayer card for you was or is very important. The reason why this card is saying to you, or your spirit guides are saying to you, you do not have to face your challenges alone. So if you have felt lost, lacking, or in need of support, it may be that you have lost your connection with the grounding energy of Earth. So perhaps this is why your spirit guides are asking you to go out into nature a little bit more. Because while it's always tempting to appeal to send your prayers out into the universe to ancestors and spirit guides, you also need to do some grounding as well. Because the earth is a part of, and this is specifically for your pile. This is just reminding you to remember that your earth energy and stay grounded, and that it will help you build a stronger foundation and show you your path. It's always the earth, or being able to ground and get out into nature. It's always good to know that that it's there. Like, just paying attention to what's going to be happening out in nature when you're doing your walk. So your meditation and mindfulness, I believe they want you to know, should begin with anything that you can do in nature first, so that you can ground your spirit, and you can have a line of communication in terms of your hopes and dreams and gratitude. You can always do that in the form of a just a prayer. And then once you get grounded, you'll start to pay more attention to how everything about your life is connected, and how you just, like, some of you are just praying, like you're just praying all the time. And I know I just said that earlier, but I saw it as someone who lives in perhaps you live in a really tall apartment building and you don't get to go outside that much. But Spirit is saying just to, don't forget to go to a small park near you, put your feet in the grass, enjoy hearing the wind, enjoy taking care of maybe some flowers, or just something that you are able to do that will connect you to the earth. And then soon you will be able to hear answers in the whisper of the wind, a lapping of waves, or sweet song of birds at your window. So it's just starting to be mindful about that. It's also encouraging you to keep a journal. There's the word journal again. Solely to your prayers. So this is saying to keep basically a journal that you can do every day, and each time you write your prayers, they're amplified more and more by your building energy, and that is going to be crucial for your desires. Now, this is what is important, and I felt like this would be important for you, is when you're writing in this special journal entry, like when you write in a journal entry, and this is specific for your spirit guides, then just write, "Dear Spirit Team," or "Dear Spirit Guides," and then ask for the assistance. Or you can offer them daily updates on what's happening in your life, share your deepest feelings, or write about messages you may have received. Thank your guides for any shifts, noticeable changes, and clear direction from them. And keep your high vibrational journal which is what this should be for you, in a sacred space for yourself. So I just wanted to, share with you a little bit about why this prayer card came up. And, I see a lot of fire or red. Red can be, if you're just looking at like chakras, that could just be like your root chakra. But this is talking more about, being able to get out into nature and stay grounded that way. All right, so let's move on to what messages, or how do they see you, and what messages Spirit has for you. I think a lot of you right now, I see a lot of hearts here, just observing, especially when it talked about not being tamed in a sense, and then you having Rami, the angel of serenity. Let's talk about that. And the first card that you had, or that you have, is the Tamer. And so for some of you, it's with the Tamer, an affirmation that you can write in the sacred journal is, I believe my cause to be just, without anger at those who disagree. So for some of you, you may have come here to change the way people feel about relationships, or how people should relate to people, or sensuality. Let's see a little bit more into this. So when you look at this card, this is like a very strong, brave person or brave individual who is reaching down to the swan. And I also see, like this is a huge connection to the earth. And a swan is very large. It's a very large bird. There's I've seen swans. They're beautiful, but they are huge, and they are fierce, and they will chase you. But the wings on a human actually symbolize a oneness with the swan. So once again, the spirit guides are calling you to be at one with the earth. And so this oneness is the hallmark of the Tamer. So a spirit having a human experience that is kind, considerate, and dedicated to calming the fears of all beings, so that they will not lash out because of their natural self-protective instincts. So you are a conduit, in a sense, or a tamer of emotions for people, which is possibly why your spirit guides are saying that you, in order to connect with them, you should get grounded, because perhaps you do a lot of spiritual work. Oh, wow. Look, serenity, tameness, angel of serenity. And then there's the wings again. And then here's some more wings. This is really interesting. So let me explain what this is. Because if you see at the top of the card, the other swans that are at the top of the card have flown away to a different body of water, and yet this one is about to strike the person and then, or the being, and then you, basically it's there to, the swan's beak is raised as if it's going to bite him, but this is symbolizing how others are all on the defense how we are all on the defense when we feel alone and confronted by forces larger than ourselves, especially when they appear to us as armed and threatening. But on a closer examination, the tamer is not grasping a weapon, but a strong reed to remain steady, secure, and less frightening to the swan, whose past encounters with humans have not been a pleasant one. So the staff is just to steady, and is to say that you are someone who is a tamer. And your mission is to help every one of us to remember that we work against our own best interests when we allow our egos to run our lives, imagining that we are the center of the universe, and that we allow ourselves to be lazy and give in to our desire to forcefully push away everything and everyone who make us feel insecure, threatened, or inadequate. So one of your roles here, or a message for you, is that you are someone who is an example of how your ego can, I guess, not die, but when you have captured or put away as much of, instead of leading with your insecurities, you are able to help others, or you are an example of someone who is able to allow your anger to pass away. I think that's why this is like you are in the meditation and reflecting area. So I think that, like, when tempers flare for most people, your intuition can become disconnected from your consciousness, which has been flooded by what you want to call righteous indignation. And it's almost like if you hear everybody say, well, it was just the principle of the matter and yada, yada, yada. That is not, that is sometimes when you're leading with anger. But most anger arises when in others when they feel deprived in some way. So a jealousy, anger can come up from jealousy. It can go from a slow burn to a raging fire if you feel deprived and also are feeling that you have made a mistake. If you have been caught in a lie, or you have otherwise disappointed yourself or the people you care about. So the best way to guard against allowing yourself or allowing others to have childish outbursts in your presence is to know that, or just remember that the child within you still lives and can act out if you let it. So there are people around you that have been acting out in terms of sometimes having childish outbursts of anger, and you may, or they may feel that they are right, but you are there to be an example to show that you can have a communication without having to shout or intimidate or puff yourself up like a frightened porcupine or a swan who feels threatened. This is just a reminder that even if it is you, or if it is your people around you, is that before you start acting like a wounded animal, the most dangerous kind of animal there is, you are being encouraged to share with those around you, or be the example of how you can let go of your ego. So that's your message. You are an example of how people should let go of their ego, which I think is really amazing. Now let's get into how that relates to, or what message they have for you when it comes to embracing your individuality and your sexuality as sacred gifts. This I see in this card is like a transformation with the butterfly, with the earth, and you see, can you see that? Perfect. Okay, so you embrace your individuality and your sexuality as sacred gifts. And just so you know, this is actually a cloth covering this person. So that's interesting. So let's see. So this is Cupid as an adult. So that's what this represents. Or they were Cupid. This is a form that he is no longer a tiny cherub, and the candles on either side represent the burning desires that can lead to intimate encounters. So here, and the purity of intimate encounters is symbolized by the bright burning heart-shaped flames. So this is kind of like what is going on there. And this mature form of Cupid embraces his desires, for he will transform them into a beautiful union with his true love. So the Spirit has come to tell you that as you grow and as you get more into meditation, that you are going to be in, and I didn't think that this was necessarily a love reading, but this is interesting. The butterfly is a universal symbol of transformation, which I wanted to share that with you, but your spirit guides are saying that that the fact that it broke through the smoke. So let's just see, like right here, you see all the smoke coming up in hearts, right? So this was him as a child. This symbolizes them as an adult. And the butterfly breaking through the heart, it's almost like this smoke is coming up in heart, and the butterfly is breaking through the smoke. And your transformation means that you are, that being intimate or having intimacy is a very natural thing. And that is what a message is from your spirit guides. And this is calling attention to the fact that intimacy is often a natural thing, and that this union is going to be a part of the divine plan to keep the species of the earth evolving. So this is also a symbol that life has suffered greatly at the hands of those who are themselves afraid of the power of sacred intimacy, because it in some way threatens their own power. So you're someone who's really powerful. Your spirit guides are just really calling you to connect with the earth, because it feels like you are someone who's out doing a lot of spiritual work. A lot of spiritual work, and that is your mission. And so you're being called to get out sometimes and rest and be mindful in between you're going out and conquering and helping others, taming, reminding people that, the earth is, there for them, and that, how they should do things. And, I feel like some of you guys may be messengers or spiritual teachers, or, some of you are. And, wow. So let's just say that the urges involved in intimacy is so strong as to tear away the mask seen behind the candle on the right. So there's a mask behind the candle on the right, and of anyone who tries to deny them in themselves and others. So this is just saying to embrace the beauty that comes from, the sacred union between being intimate. So when this is combined with true love, the act of intimacy is one of the highest forms of its expression. It is then a great creative act, symbolized by, there's a face at the base of each candle, like a cherub at the base of each candle there. And when used without love, it just becomes another way to avoid feeling empty, in pain, and aware of both your mortality and your divinity. So this is just saying that whether alone or dating, or if you have found your soulmate, the way your appetite for intimacy, I should say, is just that, yours. So how you reveal yourself to others in this way is an individual matter. I'm not sure. I think this is a very special message for this pile, and I felt like this is a very special pile because I felt led to read the card for you as well, in terms of, just I call it the acknowledgement card for the pile. But this is just saying that urges and the urge for people in terms of intimacy today, it's been shaped to a great extent by the forces of people who try to exploit intimacy, and they try to repress or make people have ignorance surrounding it, guilt, and the consequences of them all. So this self-examination for you is needed to make sure you're being true to your own intimacy and feelings, and not to someone else's perversion of it. So perhaps there has been, something surrounded that for you. I'm just reading the cards. So it is important to remember that even people, as they start to define people, and that is one thing, is that Spirit is saying to you that you need to go with an end to define what this means for you. So I think a lot of this, or a lot of the changes in how people saw intimacy, is being set, like when Sigmund Freud, when he defined, and this is just a person, when they defined perversion, intimacy, or intimate perversion as anything that is not done with the express purpose of giving birth to a child, it started to shame almost everyone that was ever born as someone who is perverted in a sense. So this kind of thinking is what has now become more mainstream and challenged people to say, well, what if, people started really, that's just one way I think that people started putting like shame around the act of intimacy with your partner. And when you really love someone, you want to be with that person as much as possible and in every way. And so if you are merely just saying that hurting your partner's feelings, or doing things that can ruin your relationship, then it's just saying that, let's get some more cards, because I would really like to understand a little bit more about what does this mean for pile number 2. You give me one thing or two, okay? We have 2 things so we can explain what this means. So this is saying here, forgiveness. Forgiveness will set you free. What do you need to forgive yourself for? So perhaps you've been feeling like you have probably or possibly done something wrong because you are, I know in some faiths, they say, okay, well, you've done something wrong because you have, not been free to, be intimate or have intimacy in your life. So perhaps it's something that you need to forgive yourself for. And this other card came out and it said, eliminate distractions. Stop shining light on the things you are not. How can you reclaim your power? So to me, this really speaks to someone who has had some guilt or shame surrounding intimacy, and your spirit guides are telling you to forgive yourself and release that. And just release it and return, because you are an angel of serenity. And you have no reason to feel shame around anything that you have done in your life, and you have to release it to keep your vibes high. That's why perhaps they're asking you over here when I was reading the prayer card for you, is to keep your vibes high. And guilt and shame is way down on the energy chart. And so Spirit is asking you, because some of you are angels unaware, that you should keep your vibes high to stay on your mission. So finally, let's look at this angel of serenity. For some of you, I've heard free yourself. Free yourself. Some of you, it's like just free yourself or free yourself from whatever energy is trying to encompass you. The other thing too is, if you're feeling really bad or having anger or shame, it's important to know, especially for this pile I'm feeling, really how your spirit guides actually see you. So let's take a look at that. So how they see you is that you are able to bring peace and serenity. And I think being trapped in some guilt and shame doesn't allow your angel wings. It's almost like your angel wings here are, you're still surrounded by the divine, but it's almost like your angel wings here are down and not up like they were in all of the other poses. I'm going to push this up here and put this here in case I need to reflect or share some of that. Okay, so basically how they see you is someone who could focus on finding peace and serenity in your life because it's something you yearn for and consciously gravitate toward in your thoughts and feelings. Because perhaps your life is not peaceful and serene, and perhaps it's far from the ideal. However, when you're faced with conflict, disagreement, and direct opposition, you lean toward resolving these matters and at the same time holding your values in honor. So this really is, all of this is like the tamer. This is just saying you are really the tamer. Maybe your life isn't going exactly, wow. Wow. Pile number 2, you are a beautiful soul in spite of what's going on around you. Especially when you're faced with conflict and disagreement, you are still someone who can help to resolve matters. Even if a satisfactory dissolution isn't achievable, they have come to say that they know that you have given your 100% best and you can be at peace with the outcome. They are saying that any outer conflict doesn't disturb your inner serenity. They see you as someone who can navigate fully through life without allowing yourself to be drawn into and entangled into strife and squabble. So you are the example. Oh my goodness, this is what I just said. With the angel of serenity, you are the example of how to be in the world. And this is something that you have learned. You are the example of how to be in this world. I hope that you're able to release this thing around your being your full self. So I guess one thing that they want you to know, and that is important to know, is that whatever happens in this life, that it should never, or it does not disturb. That is how they see you. They see you that whatever happens in your life and in the outer world, it does not disturb your inner feelings of peace and serenity. And they really want you to focus on gardening, being out in nature. Perhaps, remember when I was saying, even if you live in a high-rise building, which I could see that some of you guys don't live in a place where you can have access to nature, but you can bring nature to you by growing small flowers from seeds in a little plant or a pot in your home. And there are many ways for you to, whenever you need to get away to rejuvenate, you are someone who can have peace and tranquility through meditation, being in nature, reading poetry, and looking at inspirational works of art. You're being called to create a space in your home and call it your sacred space of serenity or your place of serenity, and place beautiful items there. You can also place your sacred journal there, and have soft furnishings around you wherever you relax. Use scented candles, aroma candles, listen to peaceful, uplifting music, and just help to recharge your inner sanctuary of tranquility so that you can be fully in and present in your day-to-day life. So here are some affirmations that they want you to use so that when you can use them for when you get centered. One affirmation is that the mind is an ocean that connects with all sentient beings. The mind is an ocean that connects all sentient beings. This is so funny that this comes up for you, the meditation and reflection. And this is a fish. So that's kind of reminding you of the ocean, right? That's crazy. You can learn from Brahmi, the angel of serenity. You can learn how to show kindness in your actions and attitudes and illuminate your heart with compassion, truth, and humility. That is how they see you. You illuminate with compassion, truth, and humility. And if, though, finding overall peace in your life is something you yearn for and gravitate towards, just be aware, which you are aware, and they know that you know that life sometimes brings struggle, but if you know that you have given your 100% best, you can always be at peace with the outcome. And so just know that you are light and that you have no reason to feel shame or guilt because you are surrounded by your spirit guides, and they want you to know that you are also surrounded by love. Even if things in your life are chaotic, perhaps, and for some of you it's not, but you are being reminded that no matter what actions you have or feelings that you have about, your intimacy or just things that have gone on in your life, forgive yourself. Just, I feel like this even might be like your spirit guides coming out to say, hey, forgive yourself, dance and love and experience, everything you are here to experience at this time in your life. So I hope this helps you, Pal 2. This is a message from how you can connect with your spirit guides and how do they really see you and what message they have for you. So thank you for allowing me to spend this time with you and channel the collective's energy for Pal number 2 for a brief amount of time. I am returning your energy back to you in love and wish you all the best. Take care. Hi, Pal number 3. We are going to be discussing, of course, how you can connect with your spirit guides. And you have chosen the accepting your gifts pile. And this is how opening to dreams and visions. So this is really the way that Spirit is asking you to connect with them to staying open to your dreams and visions, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then, who are you really, and what messages your spirit guides have for you? So you are the improviser, and affirmation surrounding that is I effortlessly adapt to deal with unexpected circumstances. So you have the improviser, and this is the back of that card, which is what we're going to be reading from. So this is a little bit different. It has the words on the front and the so this is actually the back of the card, or the front. You can decide however you want. And who are you really, or what message they have for you is the Emperor. I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. So this is these are going to be some messages from you, and who are you really? And then finally, we're going to find out how your spirit guides see you. And this is through the Munan Shipash, or the angel, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. This is the angel of music. All right. So that's funny. Do you see how this is playing it's like he's playing the flute in a sense? And then you have the angel of music. This is great. I felt, I just felt like I felt like it's going to be important for us to really do not a deep dive, but opening to dreams and visions is how you can connect with your spirit guides. Okay, so in terms of connecting with your spirit guides, they are encouraging you. As you can see, the depiction in this painting is that the lines between your dream world and your physical world are very blurred. So this is just saying that the way to connect with them is through being open to your dreams and visions. And I am being encouraged to share that you have certain gifts. And when you accept your gifts, or accept the gifts that allow you to open yourself to these dreams and visions, is what I'm hearing. Because for some of you, your spirit guides are saying to connect with them. They want you to understand the significance of your dreams and intuition, and differentiate between visionary symbolism and literalism. So although they're coming to you, or you will be connecting, or you connect with them currently through dreams and visions, they want you to know the difference between what is really real and what is not. And for most of you, you are someone who, if you've chosen this pile, then for the collective of you, you are people that see visions in numerous forms. So some of these you see, it comes more naturally during sleep, or some of them you see during deep meditation, but they are encouraging you to pay attention to visions and ideas that you receive, but to have a strong sense of discernment when it comes to them, because the symbolism can sometimes be misinterpreted through the subject of your personal lens of self. And so you may see things through a certain lens. Well, everybody does. So it's not like they're picking on you specifically. It's just a reminder to bridge your conscious mind to the subconscious or dream nature. So this is like where you will connect with them is in the in-between worlds. So when you go connecting the seen and the unseen, so your subconscious or your dreams and visions is how they connect and communicate with you. So just be aware of that. And I think right now, the connection that you've normally had when you are opening yourself up to dreams and visions, it may be include sometimes like deeply repressed traumas and shadow aspects, as well as subtle unseen things such as attractions, aversions, and intuitions that can dictate your daily behavior without you even knowing it. So that's why they wanted you to have that or be aware of the discernment, because when you dream, sometimes because you are a dreamer, you have unconscious things that from your shadow side or childhood traumas that can come in as well. So they are just asking you to be mindful of that when you are connecting, and that your dreams, that your waking and dreaming visions can provide clarity, or they may provide confusion. So that is why, especially if you're focusing on or you're still reliving some of your trauma aspects. So what they're asking you to do to become more connected with them is to explore your world of dreaming and psychic vision. So deep meditation, dance, or just ways to connect with yourself, your higher self, using like divination and like core shamanic based practices can help you provide insights for yourself and others. So some of you have gifts that some of you actually may be people who are helpers here for others. A lot of people who follow my channel are themselves, tarot readers or other people who, spiritual leaders, and others who help a lot of people. And so this is saying that when it comes to connecting or when it comes to dreaming, you're being invited to keep a dream journal, because that's a tried and true method of bridging your subconscious dream state with your ability to consciously decipher the symbolisms in your waking life. So a dream journal is one thing that they're asking you to keep. And another method of recording your dreams is to keep a recording device near your bed in order to log your dreamscape experiences before post-sleep amnesia kicks in. So the sooner you can document your dreaming experiences, even if they seem totally abstract at the time, the more freedom you have the more freedom you will have in interpreting the states of consciousness and the messages that your spirit guides are attempting to deliver. So that is how your spirit guides are asking you to connect, or that is how you can, I should say, connect with your spirit guides. So with that, what messages do they have for you And who are you really? So one of the messages that they have for you is that you have emperor energy, is what I'm hearing. And an affirmation for your journal is, I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. So I definitely feel like you are someone who is well, let's look at this Emperor card itself to share with you kind of what is going on. So this Chinese Emperor is out for a walk in the park, and he is surrounded by, as you can see in the background right here, he has the palace that he's surrounded by. He's just out walking and enjoying nature. He has on opulent attire, and it's taken a lot of people much time to complete. And even his cane is made from a rare wood from the Far East. And so all of these, he has a lot of outward trappings, but he is not paid for any of these or his fame or success. And so true, while all of this is a symbol of great wealth and power, but more impressive is still the fact that these are things that have been given to him by his grateful people for the peace and prosperity he has brought to them. So they are tokens of respect. Even though his word as an emperor is law to millions of people throughout his realm, for he rules with fairness and wisdom, and the streets and buildings and cities, and he has all these things named in his honor, and he gets these all from his subjects because he gives it to them. Because from the lowliest beggar to the wealthiest prince of his realm, he even steps around, as you can see, the flowers. He's not even stepping on the flowers. So the cloud above him, just so you know what this card is about, shows that he knows respect is a gift from the divine. And so this respect or this gift, accept your gifts. You have a gift of respecting others, is what I'm hearing. You have a gift of not just opening yourself up to the dreamscape, but in reality, you give respect to others, and you're very respectful, and that is why people love you and give you gifts. Accept the gifts that they give you as well. Do you see there's a butterfly here, transformation, there's a butterfly there. Wow. So with this, the message to you is, right here, there's a bird. Do you see this bird here? This card, the magical cloud above the card, the fact that the respect comes from the divine, and I think this is important, that he does not have an ego, because there's no false pride with this person. You don't have any false pride because you know that everything you get has come, or everything that you have gotten has come from the divine. That you give respect to nature, and that is symbolized by the thing that you value and respect the most, a very unusual bird whose song fills your heart with joy. In this depiction, the emperor exalts his bird above all other things and holds it without grasping tightly, for he knows that to try to hold on to it would make it leave for good. So he treats it as himself would be treated by others. So the things that you value, you don't hold tightly to, because you treat people the way you want to be treated. That's what I'm feeling, is something that's very beautiful. You have a very beautiful spirit, and you have let's tell the story about this emperor again, because there are tentacles that are softly caressing the bird, right? So even the divine loves the bird. So the emperor doesn't call it, and he would not let anyone call it his bird. Hey, that is your bird. He's like, no. It's a reminder that the divine shows us only the merest hint of its power in the great forces of nature upon which we depend, and which the animals seem to understand really well. So you are someone who knows the realm that you are in. You know that any fame or notoriety that you have, or any favor, I should say, with others that you have, has limits, and that your life has limits, but love does not. Wow, see, I knew you were like a beautiful soul. And you are able to eliminate the darkness, because if you see, the darkness is way back there, and wherever he is and wherever you are, there is light. So again, I really feel like wherever you are, and this is almost, to me, this is almost like the exact same thing, because accepting your gifts could be the gifts of nature. This is also like someone with a gift in their hand, but they're not grasping tightly. And then there's another butterfly here, and then I feel like this is really just like a mirror of this, to say that to really underscore how divine or how in tune with nature and the divine you are. I'm getting chill bumps, really, because you guys are really powerful people, and that you understand and enjoy the sacred space around you. You enjoy your life, and that you know that life is a sacred gift. So that is what I'm hearing. With this card, the improviser, I feel like this is more of a message for you. The improviser, I effortlessly adapt to deal with unexpected circumstances. So with this message, the improviser is shown with a pair of butterfly wings. There's the butterfly again, transformation. So you have gone through a long period of transformation from who you are to where you are now. And you've had 3 butterflies. They're showing you that. So this lack of, it does not have on any shoes in this. And so it is really showing that you are rooted and grounded. And that some of you are, that you're bordered, like you are surrounded by butterflies and clouds. And so this is all just to share a message that the ability of you to improvise or to stay or interpret your dreams and visions is to have a deep understanding of your subject, whether you obtain it through formal study or dedicated practice, and the fearlessness to not go by the book, but to let go of all of your training and allow your instincts to guide you. So the Spirit is saying to let go of a lot of your formal training about your dreams and visions, and this is what we should do, and you can be as prepared as you can, but you still need to be able to deal with the unexpected. So all expectations are, no one is guaranteed, I guess it should say, that everything is going to go exactly right or exactly how you planned it. And I think this has to do with your dream interpretations. So show yourself some grace as you're going through this journey of connecting, deeply connecting with your spirit guides. Because for some of you, you may have fears about your future and the unknown, and as a result of being afraid perhaps that you will not be able to successfully deal with learning how to connect with the divine. But just remember the times you have dealt successfully with out of the blue challenges, or you improvised in rapidly moving situations. This is just a reminder that as you're going through and connecting with the divine, is that you remember to do some energy exercises and things that you can do to calm yourself. So it's just to say that to not become overwhelmed as you are opening yourself up to your dreams and visions with anxiety. So enjoy the journey is what your spirit guides want you to know, is just enjoy the journey. Don't take it so light, so heavy. I think that was in pile number 1 as well. I think it was in pile number 1, was to just enjoy the journey of connection with your spirit, a deep connection with your spirit guides. And so let's really see, because everything goes so well for you, I think you're going to don't try to perfect joining with them and having your dream journal and, having your, either putting the recorder beside your bed to record your dreams. Like, don't look for perfection in that, and don't worry so much about, everything quote unquote being right, is what I'm hearing. And how they see you, which I see as the angel of music. And I saw that, it's almost like the, playing the flute or playing the instrument, is that music is the soul that can be heard by the whole universe. So you are loved. You have favor with not only earthly beings, but you have favor with the divine as well. And this is just that around your angel, or with you being the angel, whenever you create sound or music, whatever you do, they see you as somebody who can vibrate energy that can reach, like your prayers, and the fact that you are open to the dreams and energy. Music actually represents sound, vibration, and energy, right? And with that, it's almost like your prayers reach the heavenly realm, or it just basically underscores everything that we're seeing here is that the divine, even, it's almost like, you know, even when you're walking out on a walk, it's almost like the divine actually walks with you. Like, you know, the divine is petting the bird, or you're out with the bird, and it's just, you know, it is just really fantastic that they see you as music to them. You have a divine and beautiful spirit, and you are, they see that you are clearly endeavoring to live your life with harmonic and cooperative principles. Like, they see that you are out. I know that sounded so formal, but you are trying to live your life in harmony with nature, and that doesn't go unnoticed. They see that you are also finding ways to develop synergy with others, as both smoother and more productive than trying to compete with other people. It's probably why you have the respect, so much respect from others. And they see that, like, this is just your second nature. You may not even be consciously aware of the gifts that you have. And so you are, like, for instance, if you intuitively know that you will nearly always find a parking space when you need one, you're one of those people. So if this resonates, like, that's how they see you. Like, if you say, oh, I want a front row parking space, and when you pull into the front row parking space, or when you pull into the place, you're always the person who gets that front row parking space. You just have an alignment with the vibration of the universe, and it is the guiding force in your life. And this is how they see you, and that you also aspire to bring the highest spiritual and ethical resonance into your world. And it's almost like you are just, they see you as a pleasing blending of harmonious tones and chords. So they see you as a beautiful song. Everything about your spirit is a beautiful song. So you are in alignment with the divine. So I definitely wanted to just share that with you, and I'd like to leave you with just a couple of beautiful messages from your spirit guides. So I'm going to pull a couple of parting cards here for you, pile number 3. Oh, good gracious. Okay, wow. They all fell down. So, okay, I guess I'm supposed to share something with you here. Let's see here. So, spirit guides, what message do you? Okay, so I have 2. One came up is it's all in divine order. Allow. How can you relax into the flow and go with the current of life? So that is one thing that I am seeing here. And finally, Spirit is saying trust, or your spirit guides are saying trust your faith, dive into the unfolding journey. What is your faith asking of you? So this is beautiful, that you are a beautiful soul, and I hope this helps you to connect with your spirit guides and to see what messages they have for you and how they see you. And I wish you all the best, pile number 3. Thank you for allowing me to share this time with you, and just to channel a bit of your energy at this time. And I am returning your energy back to you in love, and I wish you all the best. Take care. Hi, pile number 4. We are going to be asking the question of how can you connect with your spirit guides? Who are you really? And or what messages your spirit has for you? This is going to be answered here. And then finally, how do they see you? So let's see, how can you connect with your spirit guides? And they're saying by cleansing your mind, body, and spirit. So that is one way. Who are you really, and what messages do they have for you is the romantics. The affirmation for you is, I allow romance to touch my heart every day. Oh, perhaps you are a romantic. It's going to be read by this. We're going to read from this, the image that's on the front or on the back. This is actually the front. So this is just a 2-sided card. And the future. So they possibly have a message for you about your future. I plan for the future with respect for the unexpected. Is there a romance in your future? Interesting. Let's see. So, finally, this is how they see you. Kaladin, or this is written in Portuguese, and so I speak a little Spanish, so I'm not sure how that is pronounced, but I will say Kaladin, the angel of the subaquatic realm. So that's how they see you, as the angel of the subaquatic realm. Okay? So let's see how all of this relates. So I was feeling called to read a little bit about this card from the ancients, because let me show you this again. And there are different kinds of ancients. There is what would look more Native American, and then you have one that would look more West or Central African, and then you have one who looks more Asian, I think. It just looks like there was a robe, almost like a monk, because his head was shaved. That's what I was looking at, but he had a beard, so so I don't think that is that way, but it's just a representation of your ancestors, or the ancients, I should say. And they are all the beings who have walked Mother Earth's surface before you. All the beings, the trees, the animals, the ancestors whose bodies have returned to the soil to become one with the earth again. And this has shown up for you because your situation needs a helping hand from a higher power. This card has come because you have done everything you can to make something work or change your situation, and still that is not enough. So there is more for you. There is no more. There's nothing else for you to do at this time. You're being guided to surrender your troubles to the ancients or to your spirit guides, who will facilitate the best possible outcome. So for you, you can pray and surrender the outcome. If you have a heavy heart, this is possibly why, to connect with your spirit guides, this is asking you to cleanse your mind, body, and spirit. So these two are definitely connected in some way. So let's look at how you can connect with your spirit guides, because you have been out here on your own trying to do a lot of stuff for yourself and or by yourself, and your spirit guides want you to know that that you now need to focus on just your own mental, physical, and spiritual wellness, and leave the rest up to them. So you are in this. This is a beautiful painting of light or cleansing around someone's aura, I think. And not that I think that it's a cleansing around their aura, but this is what it looks like, a representation of what happens when you let go. And in order to grasp the whole, or in order for when you let go and let God, this is kind of what that looks like in the frequency realm, or the frequency of what that looks like is what this is depicting. And you do have you do have a strong connection with your spirit guides, and they are asking you to cleanse your mind, body, and spirit. And we're going to go over that, but it's just so that any confusing things or anything that you're trying to do on your own is starting to fall away. So cleansing your mind, body, and spirit is essential to your environment, and being very careful about what you consume, and not just eating, but with your eyes and your ears. Be very mindful of what you listen to and what you look at in terms of entertainment right now, is what I'm hearing. What you look at and what you entertain or what you hear on a consistent basis is important to your journey, to your specific journey at this time, because anything that you absorb from the outside world at a fast pace, it's sometimes difficult to keep up with, and that's why you have to set an intentional practice of purifying your soul or cleansing your mind, body, and spirit. Purifying your soul sounds like there's some kind of ritual you need to do, but that's not. It's just cleansing your mind, body, and spirit is important, because just like how you put oil in your car or wash your car when it's dirty, connecting with your spirit guides, you want to have your own personal upkeep as well, so that you can continue to function in a healthy way. So one way of self-purification is multi-level upkeep. So there are things like developing love and value for your gifts, which when you do that, when you show gratitude and love for if you are an empath or you have an empathic gifts, when you become, or any kind of gifts you have, when you show gratitude towards that, that's a part of your holistic maintenance. So if you are someone who has a duty to help others, that's how you can keep yourself in working order, is to always go within to a place of gratitude. And in terms of your physical health, the food that you put in your body right now, your spirit guides are calling attention to what the food that you're eating. Perhaps try to keep close tabs on eating vegetables and not carbs. I'm not telling you how to eat. This is just an example. But incorporate things like yoga and some amount of exercise, or whatever you can do to put some of that into your daily routine. If you're able to walk around the park, or if you're able to get out into nature, even if you can't walk around a park, or if you're physically unable to do that, just being out in nature, or reverencing or imagining yourself out in nature, it encourages you to keep a close watch on what you consume in your mind, body, and spirit. So some cleansing suggestion, it could indicate that you could simply just do like smudge yourself with sage, or something as complex as changing your diet and daily routine. It's just really what is in your heart. You know innately what you do to cleanse yourself or cleanse your body, detoxing, if that is what you are called specifically to do. So your spirit guides are sharing with you that you don't have to do everything that I am saying here. It is, you already innately know what works for you to help you cleanse your mind, body, and spirit, and they are calling on you to focus on those things at this time. So just really focusing on your personal upkeep. Are you being as healthy as you can be, or are you slacking right now? Spirit is saying, are you having positive interactions, or are you relying on drama and gossip? Are you filling yourselves and others with positive input, or are you allowing too much negativity to enter your sphere? These are some questions that the Spirit wants you to consider, so that you can really set the intention for what needs to be cleansed in your mind, body, and spirit at this time. So that is how you are being encouraged to connect with them. In terms of you are being in a situation, let's get some answers, if we can, about the situation that you're in, that you have to let go of right now, and allow your ancients or your ancestors to handle on your behalf, or your spirit guides to handle on your behalf. The first thing that came up is the romantics. The card about, so this possibly for some of you has to do with a relationship of some sort. And the fact that you allow romantic love, or the love between two people, to touch your heart every day, which is what it's saying that it's allowing you to do. I feel like when this is saying that, what are you ingesting? I guess my question to you, or what I'm hearing from, when I heard that just now, my heart just stopped on and I just heard a beating from my watch. So it is something to do with your heart. And so let's explore this a little bit. So you do have a guardian angel, is what I'm seeing there. And that's still represented that still represents your spirit guides and your ancients around you, your ancestors. There's so many planets around you in this painting, so it's saying that the message for you is that the planets are aligning for you in some way, in this union or relationship. So I guess perhaps this is just coming as a reminder that there may be a closeness, or you're being reminded to pay attention to the people in your life who love you and who you love, because perhaps you have been so busy that you really cannot see who love you. This is a card that has come up for you because this could also have the potential to turn into something even more wonderful. So like the reunion of two soulmates, it could mean for some of you. And for this reason, you shouldn't abandon yourselves totally in natural bliss derived from like meeting somebody just because your chemistry is right. What this is saying, that someone may be coming in from your past, and that the hearts that are here on the ground. So with the hearts being there on the ground, this could be a message that it's almost like these are some loves that you have abandoned in the past, and this one just may be another one of them. Or it may be that a lasting love has found you at last. And with all of those planets being aligned, even though you probably have never even paid attention to a lot of the stuff that's going on around you, and everything looks different when you're in love. So I'm just really seeing that your spirit guide has a message for you, that you will start to see clearly and the real meaning of life when you are in love. That you will start to really see the real meaning of life when you are in love, because it's a feeling that does not diminish but only grows when this situation turns into a committed partnership for you. So this is a message for some of you, and for others of you, it's just saying that when you allow yourself to be loved and give love, your family and friends and even places you have led for years will start to look different for you. And so it can also be that some of you are addicted to the feeling of being in love. And so therefore you drop all these hearts because it's like, ooh, I'm in love with you. I'm in love. Now I'm seeing the stress. For some of you, this could be the planets aligning for you, and you will find your true love. For the collective, I'm feeling is that some of you in this group are heartbreakers almost. It's like you love. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I love this person. Ooh, it's like the feeling of being in love, and ooh, that person has this. So, ooh, I love them. Ooh, I love that. And you're not necessarily paying attention to what's really going on around you and the people who really love you. So That could be something for some of you, a message. It's really impossible, Spirit is saying, your spirit guides are saying, for the messages that for you to know which one will last. And that is kind of why there's some maddening kind of stress there, or but it may very well be that if you have truly found your other half, the first blush of romance will deepen and get better in ways that you cannot even imagine. So the reason this specific romance feels so good is because it is very similar to being with your soulmate. So the difference is that when you are with your soulmate, there will be no doubt, and that is your message, and that you can assure that, and your spirit guides are here to assure you that being with your true or divine right person is a heavenly way to live. So that is your message. And in terms of the future for you, because this is another message for you here, is that, again, you have a guardian angel. And this guardian angel is almost like it's soaring to protect you there. Wow, you have a lot of protection, even concerning, I guess you have been worried about, will the right one show up in your life? Who knew that pile number 4, that this would be a, not necessarily like a love reading, but let's just continue on our journey to see. In this, your spirit guide's message for you is that you are going to be, this robed and helmeted figure here is your future. So your guardian, oh my goodness, your guardian angel has pulled back the curtains. This represents your future. So your future is coming to, your future is coming because there's going to be some unexpected news perhaps. So this, your guardian angel has gone so far as to point out the direction that they would like to take, that they would like the future to take for you, because you have been long suffering. And he's like, hey, this is the way I want. It's almost like your guardian angel went to the future on your behalf. Wow, you really have some strong, that's why the Ancients card came out, I believe. And this angel is forced to confront the fact that even with such powerful wings and divine powers, that the future can never be fully revealed. And so it's almost like it went to the divine on your behalf, or it's like, hey, can you go, or, I guess what this is saying is, I'm saying, I'm just really processing. It's like a lot of emotion flowing through me at this time. And so, so that's why you hear the pausing there, but it's like your future, or your future is going to take direction from no one other than yourself and your higher self. So your future is going to hold a treasure of your life and other gifts within this large box. So this is your future. So it's being symbolized like a box that can only be opened with patience, practice, and the right key. So I think this whole cleansing of your mind, body, and spirit, and allowing yourself to let go, I see that there is a heart that has been resown. I think that's very interesting, that it's a healed heart. And so Spirit is saying that a message for you is that even though your future may seem frightening and almost unknown, it's almost like game-like in a sense. Win, lose, or I guess in a sense your future's power is awe-inspiring. Your future is awe-inspiring. That is why you're asked to take your hands off of it, so that you can be blessed with what's coming for you. You can plan for the future by using scientific, which is, you've been kind of getting in your way with that, using rational approaches to your future, and consulting with earthly experts and trend predictors, or you can simply let go and develop and allow your intuition to develop, and simply plan what's going to happen. But anything, and so sorry about that, I just needed to step away there for a second. So basically, you can guess what's going to happen, but any plan there has to be some unexpected. You have to plan for the unexpected to occur, because the unexpected always will, is the message I'm getting for you. And you have all been affected by unforeseen events, and this is how things will always be, which is why your spirit guide is asking you to accept this fact of life, that there will be constant change, and have confidence that you can deal with whatever situation comes into your life. And you will, and sometimes you will experience anxiety. And it may arise from time to time, even in the most self-confident person. And people who have devoted a lifetime to developing your faith in yourself and your higher power. Having faith in yourself and your ability to persevere in your gift of intuition, and then the power of your higher self and your spirit guides to bring the right experiences into your life at the proper time. Just have that faith, and that can help you cope with any anxiety of anything that is unexpected for you. So I'm being led to pull out a couple cards here and give you some help on what this is about, or what you can do in terms of this. Either this is a relationship that's coming, or this is some type of a situation for you to see love. So the how is in the now. What has your intuition been trying to tell you? The how is in the now. What has your intuition been trying to tell you? I'm going to sit that there. Can you clarify for pile number 4 about this romantic situation? For some of you who are, you are the joy seeker. Joy and love to me are one and the same, because love brings joy. What little victories can you celebrate? So on your journey, make sure you celebrate the small victories. And once again, I think this came up in another one, forgiveness. Maybe there's some forgiveness there for yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. What do you need to forgive yourself for? So there may be some of all the love seeking you have had. Perhaps you feel bad about maybe breaking hearts before, but or forgive yourself for feeling like you weren't going to find the one or wasn't going to work out for you. This is what it says, out of the woods, you've made it through. What newness is emerging for you? So I'm definitely seeing that for you, there's some newness that's going to be emerging. Let's see how your spirit guides really see you. I hope that gave you some help actually on your journey. And I feel like picking, okay. So I was led to pull this final card for you and breathe. This moment matters most. How can you focus on the moment and appreciate that all that is well? So I think for some of you, it's the anxiety that you were feeling that you were asked to give to your ancestors. I think it may be about your romantic relationship and or your future. There's some that have anxiety about their future and what the future holds for you. But I think it's important to see how your spirit guides really see you. Maybe that can give you some insight on, allowing yourself to be okay with any kind of anxiety or unexpected actions that could come your way. So when you have the angel of the subaquatic realm, it's almost like it's a mermaid, if you can kind of see that. It's and I think about the mermaid story where the mermaid, finds true love and, is there to guide the sailors and, is really about being the ruler of the subaquatic realm. But, it's almost like for that true love, I think about the movie The Mermaid, she was willing to give everything or, to live on land with her true love. She gave up everything to do that. So that's just my thoughts on this. But let's see what your spirit guides and how do they see you. So they see you as someone who indeed lives in two worlds. So you live in the spirit world where, or here, you can see that in this realm, there's riches and beauty in the hidden depths of this realm, or it's a he. It's a he. I was just thinking about the movie The Mermaid for myself. But it is a he. This is the king or the angel of the subaquatic realm. And there are hidden tunnels in this vast, intricate, multi-level underwater world that is your subconscious mind. So it's almost like you are able to deal in reality and the subconscious as well. So you are very comfortable in both. They also see you as someone who can connect with the collective unconscious. And some of you, I guess I feel with that your love is a lot bigger than you think. And that's where all of these hearts are, is what I'm being led to share, is that you have a heart for others, a big heart for others as well. And that's how they see you. May not be how you have seen yourself in the past, but that's how they see you. That's how your spirit guides see you. And it's also saying they see you as someone who connects with your ancestors, and you have protection, or you have a link to the divine and ancient from eons ago. You are someone who listens to messages of the soul, and you are committed to exploring and developing your spiritual and psychological depths. You are someone who's in the process of bringing the mysteries of your unconscious into the light. That you have power to have or to draw life and wisdom from the reservoir of your soul into your present realm. You are someone who is multi-leveled. You are vast. And what I mean by vast is like your heart is vast. You are someone who easily goes in and out of the subconscious. You flow freely through your 3D and 5D, if you want to put it that way. So you flow through your higher self to your, wow, this all spoke to your higher self as well. So you are someone who flows very freely between both those realms, or all the realms in terms of eons ago. You just kind of take that wisdom and, you're able to use that, which is probably why you were trying to help yourself here. But your spirit guides are saying to you that you've done everything you can with whatever situation this is, and they are asking you to let it go. And that this realm represents your unconscious mind, and that as you are someone who really does listen to the messages of your soul. You are committed to exploring and developing your spiritual and all of your gifts, I say, and the ancient wisdom that resides within you. So as you go through your life, just relax and let go. I know that even in your subconscious mind, and even in an entire paradise like this that's in your subconscious mind, it's almost like you will be able to realize all of this beauty that you see. You have your guardian angels allowing you to be able to see what that's going to look like for you, like heaven on earth almost, is what I'm feeling for some of you. So, wow, power number 4, you are loved, you are protected, you are definitely, excuse my camera shake there, you are definitely someone who is really and truly loved by all, and you give love to a lot of people. You share your love and your wisdom with others, and you are definitely someone who connects well with your subconscious or your higher self. And you're being called to rely on that as you move forward in your life. And whenever you reach something that's overwhelming for you, because you have that connection, you've been trying to fix it on your own and figure it all out. And Spirit is saying that when you get to those moments of anxiety, just let go and let God, let go, let your spirit guides help you, and just go and cleanse your mind, body, and spirit by getting back into nature, getting back and becoming one with yourself and And then that will reconnect you with your divine, and the divine, I should say. All right. Let me grab this. I'm being led to grab a yoga card or yogic card for you. So hang on, let me get that. Okay, so this was the card that I pulled out, and this is the card of karma. So I'm wondering what Spirit wants you to know about karma. Your spirit guides are, let's see here. So in terms of karma, it's going to be really interesting. This is about spirituality. So as you know, these cards, if you in this oracle deck, are about spirituality, Ayurveda, chakras, yoga, or some deities, but this is a spiritual card. And let's see what your spirit guides want you to know right now. That this is positive. I'm going to let you screenshot that so you can have this for yourself. Positive karma. You have done a lot of good on this planet, and the universe is rewarding you in her favors. So for you, life is going to feel a little easier, a little more colorful, a little more beautiful. You are walking on the path towards your Dhamma, which creates the greatest karma one can experience. By saying yes to the purpose of your soul, you are saying yes to the greater power of the universe. Continue devoting your life to the service of spirit, and life will continue to unfold its wonders. Amazing. Pile number 4. Wow, what a beautiful end to your reading today. Wow, I hope this really, really helps to know how much you are really all these guardian angels you have. The ancients came out for you. The ancients came out, your spirit guides came out, your guardian angel came out, everybody came out for you, pile number 4. So you just know that you are loved. And I appreciate being able to, channel this message for you. And I am grateful to be able to spend some of this time with you in your energy. And I am returning your beautiful energy back to you with love. Have a blessed one, pile number 4. Take care.